Alright, have a different video today. I have to shoot this from a different location here, but this is a shield sign I picked up over the weekend at the Great Oregon Steam Up. Now before I talk about this sign here and how I got it exactly, you have to realize that signs are not easy to come by if you don't go to the proper swap meets. Or sometimes you will find them at a garage sale, but almost never. If you know the right people at the scrap yards and sort of thing, you can get these pretty easily, and a lot of times that's how these are acquired. By vendors at swap meets and so on and so forth. There's very few videos on YouTube about sign collectors. There are a few people out there, they will mix them with some other collections or traffic signals and that sort of thing. And there are a couple of YouTubers out there, there's mainly one that puts a bad spin on the hobby, so a lot of people are loath to show their collections. And then unfortunately those people that do collect signs illegally have the most amount of views and are not being blocked on YouTube, so I don't understand the whole thing. But anyway, aside from that one, when you go to a swap meet, you want to do your homework first, because you go to eBay and shield signs are all over the place, whether they're interstate signs, you know, I-5, I-405, I-84, what have you, and then there's going to be a lot of route shield signs like Route 66 and so on and so forth, and they're going to be 99% of those are going to be reproductions. And those reproductions, unfortunately, cost, you know, $25 and up usually. So, and they're varying in different sizes, made in China, supposedly made in the United States in some cases, and on and on and on. And then the US made ones or what have you, some of them are very expensive, varying and range from Hobby Lobby quality to very similar to DOT, specifications and so on and so forth. So you have to kind of be aware what you're looking at. Again, you could be spending $150, $250 on a reproduction sign when you can get a legitimately, authentically used sign for, you know, $60 or so. And then that's what you're going to be looking at for, you know, the cheapest ones on eBay, between $60 and $100 for any kind of shield sign there, plus or minus shipping. Now this one here, I lucked out because a lot of the vendors did have signs such as things like road closed and sort of things like that, and they wanted about $30 a piece for those, which is no big deal. It's really about too much, you know. $10 for a sign is what I would really want to pay in that particular. But I had seen a bunch of vendors, and this guy was kind of closer to another sign vendor, and I had looked at the signs before, but he didn't have them really expertly displayed there. But I finally said, you know what, I might as well take a chance. Everybody else has been like $65 or $100 for their signs. This guy said $20, and that cash didn't come out fast enough out of my wallet. So I'll show you the back of the sign here. And there are some markings down here at the bottom here with some orange reflective tape. I'm going to leave it in that particular way there. There's some dirt on the back here which I could not clean off. I got most of it off there. But I wanted to make sure that I got all the post street use, so if it was stored somewhere like at a scrap yard, or this guy's collection, he took it to the swap meet time and time again. He was thinning out his collection there, so you can see closely there a little bit better right there. And then it's got this little Intermountain sign and safety, 5 of 2015. So really this sign is barely even 10 years old. And so a lot of times they get removed or replaced when they're redoing the highway, and sometimes the sign isn't bad, they just change them to different reflective specifications. And some of the signs you'll see on the highways are very old. Super old. So really interesting and unusual to find this one in relatively very good condition. A lot of the ones you will see for sale are very bent and beat up. There's only a little bit of damage on the side down at the bottom here. So I'll go back and give you a history of Highway Route 30, and thank you. Alright, just want to give you a little quick information about US Route 30 in Oregon. And one of the things that you can get to from US Route 30 is you can get to the Vista House. Now, if you go to YouTube and watch a bunch of videos on the Vista House, you can see people and reporters being literally blown away and barely clinging on to life because the wind is so crazy. And that's what they were talking about, the wind in the gorge in I-84. The Vista House is on the Columbia River Gorge historic highway, along with Multnomah Falls, which I believe I saw when I was much younger. So it's been a while since I've been that way, but it's kind of interesting. So just a little tidbit there, but the U.S. Route 30 goes all the way across the United States, but the Oregon part of it starts in Astoria, Oregon, which is very, very famous because of clips of the Goonies were shot there, and numerous people have since visited that location. And then it goes through numerous places such as Troutdale. I had a list of the different places here. It goes from Astoria to St. Helens to Scappoose. Clatskanie is in there somewhere. Portland, Troutdale, the Dalles, LeGrand, Beaverton. I'm sorry, not Beaverton. I said the Dalles, and Ontario, Oregon. And it's the longest route, I believe, in Oregon. So it goes from all the way to Ontario, Oregon. Yes, there's an Ontario, Oregon. And Ontario, Oregon is on the border of Oregon and Idaho. So that's pretty interesting there. And quite the difference in temperatures, because Astoria is very coastal and Ontario, Oregon is very 100 degrees many parts of the summer. It's very, very hot there. It's not a fun place to be. I know several people who have passed through there or actually have lived there for a while, and it's not a place that, unless you were born there, you don't stay there very long. So there's that one there. As how the sign got, decommissioned, I'm not exactly sure. But 2015 was not that long ago, and I don't know when exactly it was removed out of service. Maybe some truck or car crashed into it. Maybe they were redoing the signpost in the city, so it could have been a city sign, could have been a coastal sign. No idea exactly what part of 30 it was, but again, the guy that I bought it from mentioned something about Astoria, so a lot of the vendors come from north of Salem, so very interesting there. So that's pretty much the history as I know of it. I'll show a couple pictures along the way. Hope you enjoyed that. You can go to Wikipedia and type in U.S. Route 30 in Oregon, and you can get a whole detailed history of the entire route. It's just a really nice addition to my collection that saved me an absolute ton of money. None available or for sale on the internet as far as I know. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.